Now, as I was saying, now I want to say finally about what I was saying that about if homosexuality, if God is condemning, if he's being prejudiced against the homosexual. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Come on, you being prejudiced against yourself. God is the light. He's righteousness. He is goodness. He is holiness. He is justice. So you can't accuse justice of being unjust. If someone's unjust, it's you. When you compare yourself to someone who is holy, completely perfect, completely holy, then you see yourself in your true light. But rather than do that, you try to pervert God. You try to say he's wrong. You try to say he's not wrong. And then some people, he don't exist at all. So I don't have to worry about what I'm doing. I'm totally unaccountable to anyone. I'm totally living this life. And guess what? God lets you do that. He lets you just float along. That's called a reprobate mind. He lets you just float along in a haze, like these people out there drinking, getting high, just living their life blindly, just floating along till they run into a brick wall. It's like driving with blinders on. And you just keep driving. And police pulls you over. Stop. Stop. You can't drive with blinders on. You go run into something. Leave me alone. I'm into free love. I'm a free thinker. All these things they talk about free. I'm smarter than you. I'm out of the box. I'm happy. I'm out of the closet. All this lingo. And think about people in society. See, we focus so much when it comes to homosexuality about how funny this actor is. They're gay. And look how talented they are. Look how they take care of their family. Look how they give and they feed their children and all this stuff. But this still does not take away from the fact that what they're doing is unnatural. There's a lot of people who give and things, but they have fetishes in their houses. They have ungodly, weird things they do sexually. Perversion. Now, what if I knew somebody was having sex with a goat at their house, but out here they were giving to charities, and then they brought children home, and they were giving them milk and cookies, and they were going out and helping the poor. That's great, but they still shouldn't be having sex with no goat. But again, the Greeks and people, that's what they did. They would go and have great artwork and great oratorical statements. The philosophers then go right in there, and they just start going in each other's behind. And it does not make any sense. Everybody knows, even science now has come along and caught up with the Bible, which was already right. Science catches up with the Bible. And it said that, hey, you know what? If you go into somebody's behind and there's something called a sphincter in there, then what you do is you bruise that because nothing's meant to go in there. There's a natural blockage that comes down when something tries to enter the anal cavity. What does that tell you? There's a natural door that closes. God's saying no. And when you push in there, you bruise that door. You bruise that sphincter, and it bruises the tissue. And then there's little microbes and all these little things, viruses, get in there. Get in between those skins and everything. And then they go in there and they start infecting you. Then people start losing power in their bowels. Why do you think they have big billboards right now in West Hollywood about what you and your partner, they call them, getting HIV tests? But yet they claim homosexuals aren't getting HIV, more than other people. They don't talk about that. They just paint this big picture. All they talk about those are Rosie O'Donnell. And if you notice, most of the people they're pumping up now are lesbians. Not even men who are doing gay acts. But lesbianism is not safe for you either. First of all, mentally, a woman has to act like a man, dress like a man, put on men's clothes, right? Try to assume a role, and this is totally insane. Then they had to put on a dildo, a fake penis, go in there, act like a man, do all these things. And then you say that we're making you play a role. You say that when we tell you to be a woman and dress like a woman, then we're the ones wrong. God's wrong. You the one that makes sense, right? Okay. You don't see you crazy? Come on now. Forget about how much Oprah says it and this person says it. What does that have to do with the real facts about it? And that's the same thing with everything in this society. It's a smoke and mirrors. It's a facade that they put up. It's like the devil. That's the way he is. He comes. The Bible says he comes as an angel of light. He comes with a facade. He comes with a fake picture, but behind it it's a bunch of mess. It's a bunch of junk. Just like when you drink, diet soda, and everybody's saying, "Oh, it's good for you," but then they found out these sugars in there weren't good for you at all. But they put up this whole picture of diet, and they put that on it, And when people are talking about weed, so many kids hooked on weed right now don't know what it's doing to their bodies. So many people drinking and doing these things on cigarettes because they saw somebody in a movie do it. And they felt like, well, they did it in the movie, so it's okay. And then you got people out here, all these piercings all over and all that stuff. No, and they saw somebody do it. It's okay. It's just people following people because we are communicable creatures. And what I'm trying to say is that it's just ridiculous how the devil is deceiving and pulling and leading people astray by the masses. And when it comes again to this homosexuality thing, then people want to say, well, why is it that our economy is going down? Well, we're going to have to figure out, let's get some experts, let's go back to the Dow, let's get the people, let's pull it together, and we'll move our money around, and maybe that'll fix it. But it's like a sieve, because it's like a cup with holes in it. And it seems like we keep filling up, it keeps going right back down. You think, well, we should be able to recover from this. No, my friends, the reason why this is happening is because we are disrespecting God. Yes, we are forgetting God, and we are going against God. Yes, and that is what I'm saying is happening in the world today. It is the devil who is causing our economy to get down lower and lower and lower. It is the devil who is causing disease to come into our camp, to come into our nation. This is the way he is. This is his will. He wants to do destruction. That's what he is destruction and death. The other name for him is Apollon or Abaddon, and it means destruction. And you have to understand that everything you do when you sin, it starts off with a little sweet side to it, and then it goes to the destructive side. And that's why he wants you to start off with little pieces, a little moderation. He wants to start off with a little bit of it. And that's the way it is. And so you gotta leave it alone. And you can't be pulled in just because the media says it's right and that says it's right. At some point you're gonna realize that, see, death is the result of sinning. But God didn't create the death. He didn't want the death. And you say, well, because God said, well, the wages of sin is death. The thing is, you have to know God knows the future. So God knows what the end of a choice is. And he knows where the choice is leading. So all he does is warn us, if you do this, you would do that. But he did not make you choose, and he didn't make the devil come and kill you. The devil's just that way. He's going to come and kill you. That's his nature. Because his nature is not like God. He lost the nature that was like God because he fell. He did not want to be like God. He wanted to be his own God. He wanted to set his own rules. He wanted to set his own way of doing things. And that's exactly what he did. And that's exactly why he tempts people, because he's trying to get them to walk in his own way and in their own way, not in God's way. God bless you.